Good morning. It's Tuesday, January 5th. This is going to be a very busy day for me. And I know I'm a little late in discussing the matter that I'm about to talk about. This is the telephone call, the infamous telephone call that President Trump made to the Georgia Secretary of State, Brad Raffensperger.
And there's nothing wrong with saying that, that you've recalculated so look, all I want to do is this. I just want to find 11,780 votes, which is one more than we have because we won the state.
He made this call on Saturday and he told Brad to find enough votes to overturn President-elect Joe Biden's win in Georgia. Not only does he tell him to find those votes, he gives them a number, an exact number, which is some ridiculous number like 11,000 and something. I don't remember the exact number. But when I heard him talking on the phone, it was a very disturbing sound. He was trying to explain to Raffensperger why we had to do this thing. He said it's not a big deal, just find these votes. It's very important to the country. Just find these votes. And it was very disturbing to hear that. Now, I've never been a fan of Donald Trump's. Although I did give him about 3 weeks before I decided he wasn't going to be a decent president. Then I'm reading this article where Carl Bernstein, who helped expose President Richard Nixon's Watergate scandal, says, applying pressure to a Georgia official to overturn the presidential election is far worse than Watergate was. And those of us who were around in those days remember that a group of senators went into Nixon's office and told him, don't try to fight this thing. Don't try to fight this impeachment because 96 senators are going to vote to impeach you. And when he heard that, Nixon resigned. And if you remember the events that were revealed, it was that Richard Nixon, president, ordered a break-in to steal campaign secrets from the Democratic National Committee's headquarters. Now that's pretty bad, stealing secrets from your opponent's headquarters. But Bernstein said this telephone call is far worse than that. And I guess if you compare the two incidents, you could come to the same conclusion. Calling up an official of a state, a high official like the Secretary of State, and asking him to basically commit fraud and forgery, that's pretty high up there. He's one step short of blackmail. Probably if he had something on Brad Raffensperger, he probably would have used that. And somehow or other, this phone call was recorded. And CNN got their hands on it. And I bet you Brad Raffensperger made sure he wanted that telephone call recorded, just in case something happened. It's funny when you compare the two events, they both were what the, police officers or criminal investigators would call the ultimate smoking gun. It proves that Trump would do anything to undermine the electoral system and illegally and improperly and immorally try to instigate a coup. If he was still president, this would be enough to have him impeached. He would be convicted in the Senate, and they couldn't hide this one. And he would be called in front of Congress to immediately resign. And that's what we should be hearing from all of these guys right now. And these 10 or 12 senators that are planning to object on Wednesday, tomorrow, should be running for the hills, that they're going to stand up in front of Congress and object to the results of this election. Because even now, if it was somehow or other not a valid election, which is beyond the ken of any of us, how could they go before and defend this man when he's willing to rig the election, to get it rigged, to get it wiped out, to eliminate votes, or to turn votes, to forge votes? That's high crimes and misdemeanors. Steen also pointed out is that this group of Republicans are not going to turn on Trump. But the Republicans in the Watergate scandal were the ones that told Nixon that he should resign before he was impeached. They viewed what he did as a high crime. And this new version of republicanism has failed the people, has failed to be honorary members of our government. So not only has Trump reached a very low point, he has many fellow party members down in the swamp with him, the swamp that he was supposed to drain. And let's not forget that in September, Bob Woodward taped conversations with the president in which he admitted to downplaying COVID-19. And Bernstein said that admission was as devastating as Nixon's tapes. Well, now Trump has elevated his position to worse than Nixon's tape and worse than Nixon's actions. So if the Republicans still go ahead with this objection, then none of them deserves to be in office anymore. They should all leave on Inauguration Day. This is a disgrace, a monumental disgrace. And you see, this is evidence. This tape is evidence. Unlike the so-called rigged election, where there has been no evidence shown. So I leave you with that, and I'll see you in the morning. Bye.